Hey guys, thank you for joining me for this week's HBO Insecure live chat. When you get into the room, say hey so I can give you a shout out. Now, this week's episode really made me happy. It made me laugh like a whole lot. And it reminded me of why I love this show, especially like the first three seasons. Because I feel like this season has not been on par with the other seasons, but this episode I thought was just super hilarious. And one of the things I really like about Insecure are like the romance dramas within the show. And actually, this episode didn't have any of that. So I think it was cool that I still enjoyed it because of the comedy. I think we really got back to the comedy with Issa, who I think Issa is hilarious. Like Issa, the actress, whatever she does to me is just so funny, and she was really funny. What I found was interesting is that I saw some criticism on Facebook of the show in the past couple of weeks from people saying they missed like the mirror bitch sequences. They felt like the show wasn't really being true to the show as it used to be. And then there was like so much of that in this episode, and I found that like super funny. Even like she was talking to like the rearview mirror and like all this stuff I just thought was so hilarious. But my hands down favorite scene in this episode was when, basically, I guess those people were in a bridal party and they were doing a scavenger hunt. She didn't have any clue, and she felt like really accepted by them to be like included in their meal and everything. And then they literally ditched her because that was part of the scavenger hunt, to meet a stranger, have like dinner with them, and to not pay. So it was really like terrible on their part. And so when she was chasing them, I actually thought she was like chasing them down the road and like hit that girl with a sign. And I was literally laughing out loud so hard. And that was like, oh my God, now this is why I love this show. Like, that's so funny. Of course, it was just like in her mind, but I was hoping it was real because it was so funny. Hi, Diva. Thank you so much for being here. But that made me laugh a lot. The other scene that made me laugh a lot, actually, I was just on Twitter and found out this was based on a true story, was when the pregnant woman tried to get Issa to pay for like her super expensive baby stuff, and then her card was declined, and then the pregnant woman was like, oh man, I'm so sorry. Like, then the pregnant woman felt sorry for Issa because she felt like she was poor or whatever. So Issa, the real Issa on Twitter, said that she actually had a very similar encounter in real life with a pregnant woman in a grocery store who was a scammer, and I believe this woman was a scammer too. So that to me was so funny. So the title of this video for you guys is about Molly, which actually I was really glad to kind of take a break from the Molly and Issa drama. However, it was overshadowing the whole episode because Kelly is like telling her, hey, you need to talk to Molly, you need to reach out to her, you need to fix this so you don't end up in a situation like Kelly was with Tiffany where they almost lost their friendship. But Issa doesn't want to be the one to reach out first again, so I totally get that. I felt like Molly like literally lost her mind at the block party, literally was trying to fight physical violence with Issa. To me, it was really over the top. And personally, no matter like how good a friend, Molly had been to me, like if I was in that situation, I feel like I would not be reaching out, because when you get to the level where someone is trying to actually hit you over really nothing, it's never cool to be physically violent, but I felt like she really blew this out of proportion, was acting psychotic, and I wouldn't be contacting Molly. I don't think it is my place or Issa's place to be contacting her. So I feel like, honestly, if that had happened to me, I would kind of be at the point where I would be like, I don't know if I want to be this person's friend, because those actions were just really uncalled for, really. But I don't think she was justified to freak out at an event that Issa had planned so much for and had worked so hard for, and to make like a public display like that, it was just really over the top. Diva's asking me when I'm going to do a review on Ozark. Actually, I may just do that today, and I know I haven't really given anyone a heads up because I kind of forgot about it, so I may do that like right after this chat. I'll just have to set up a new chat. I'm glad you mentioned that to me, because I'm going to be busier like next week because things are starting to open up here, so I need to do that soon, so why not do that now? So if you're watching this, I'm going to do a review or like a chat about all three seasons of Ozark, and I guess worst case scenario, you guys can watch it on my channel after it's uploaded. Maybe a couple of you can come, so I'm not just talking to myself because I freaking love that show. Victoria says Molly should definitely reach out first. I am completely 100% behind that. So then, like, near the end of the episode, Issa was going to go get some food, and she saw Molly in the restaurant, and she was like, no, and she, like, turned around and didn't go in. But I was so happy with this episode because it just, like I said, reminded me of why I love this show so much, and it really, I think, focused on Issa's comedic talents, which I think are awesome, because I don't find a lot of actors and actresses super funny, but I think she is freaking hilarious. I always talk about this movie, but if you haven't seen the movie Little, she has a big role in that movie, and I just kept laughing and laughing and laughing, and for me, it takes a lot for me to find something funny. And when I'm like laughing out loud, you know, at something like I was this episode, I know like, hey, I really appreciate this acting because it's so funny. Cool, Diva, maybe you can come to the review. I guess I'm just going to do it here in a little bit. Hopefully some people, like nothing happened with him in this episode, right? Or did I like sleep through that? I don't know. I was watching it last night. So we're probably going to have like two guys like trying to get with her this season, and her having to like decide or what. Yes, thank you. Did he do something dumb or like unforgivable? I can't remember what he did. I think he's cute, so like I think I'm just focusing on Kendrick Sampson, who plays Nathan, because I think he's super cute, and maybe I'm just lost and I have like blocked out whatever he did. But like right now as I'm talking about him, I feel like he did something stupid. I'm having like some weird flashbacks because I know he's like Andrew's roommate, or was Andrew's roommate, who is Molly's boyfriend. He ghosted her. Okay, so he ghosted her, which is, so I feel a little bit weird about that, like from her standpoint, because when someone disappears like that, what's gonna, I feel like it's pretty traumatic, and I don't I would play it really cool, give this guy another chance, and he ghosted a second freaking time, then that would be like it. Like I don't care what he needed, whatever he texted about in the future, whatever he called about, I don't care how serious it is, or he has an emergency, or like he would be dead to me, like absolutely serious. Probably I would block him everywhere and block his number. And I really don't know why she's talking to him, especially since he didn't really apologize or give a reason. Wait, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So if he fools her a second time, like Issa, no. Like you have to just cut him off, block him everywhere, block his number, block him on social media, etc. So yeah, I feel like they're definitely setting us up for something to go down between her and him. But again, they're going to bring Lawrence back into this, I feel like. So I'm interested to see how all of this is going to go down. But what did you guys think about this episode? Did you like it as much as I did? Or is there anything that you wanted to talk about that you loved or didn't like or whatever? I was super happy with it. And actually, it's probably my favorite one. I really like the episode that was like heavily focused on Lawrence when he was like replying to her Instagram stories at the end. But I think this episode was just really good because it was so funny, and I don't feel like any of the other episodes this season have been that funny. And after all, it's a drama, but it's kind of a comedy too. So also wanted to say that, you know, she was kind of having a crisis, like quarter life crisis, trying to figure out like what to do with her life. And I feel like anyone in their 30s, or maybe not in their 30s, maybe younger, I don't know, kind of gets to that level where you're like, oh my God, what am I doing with my life? You know, unless you already are super established or whatever. And if you're super young watching this, you probably don't relate at all. But I feel like, you know, you're like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to do with my career, with my love life and everything. And she was like talking to her mom, which I can't remember if we've met her mom before, but maybe, probably. She was like saying like when her mom was 30, she already had 2 kids and already had everything established, but then her mom was like telling her, hey, I didn't have everything figured out. Actually, I didn't plan on having 2 kids, you know, but as time went on, I did figure everything out, so you will too. And so by like the end of the episode, I feel like she's at the point where she was replying to those comments. She had a lot of like positive comments on Facebook about her block party. Like a lot of people enjoyed it. And she was replying to those people saying like, hey, I'm going to do something else like this. So I'm excited for her because I feel like she's kind of, you know, like preparing for good things in the future and getting her life together a little bit. Victoria says this episode was really good. Glad that it was funny instead of drama heavy like the rest of the season. Yeah, I think that's a good point because the rest of the season has been pretty deep into the drama, especially with the storyline of Molly and Issa's issues with their friendship, which I don't really like. I'm gonna be honest here. You guys know that. Diva says this episode was good and steady, nothing super fast. Right. I felt like it was great pacing. Like sometimes, like honestly, I'm gonna be honest. Like some of these episodes this season, either they flew by and I was like, wow, that was too short, or I was like I always watch it on HBO Go, and I'd be like checking my laptop and pausing it, like, wait, how much time do we have left? Because it was kind of like just heavy, and I know like it's a drama, but I feel like it's been a little bit on the heavier side of topics. And then again, with all of this Molly Issa friendship drama that I think is fabricated, and just to me, like the whole thing about her wanting to fight her at the block party was really weird. And it didn't seem like in Molly's character, unless she was like heavily on drugs or totally inebriated or something, but I find all of that so weird, and it kind of bugs me that it's like the focus. I feel like it is the main focus of this season, and that we had to mention it once again, even though Molly wasn't really even in the episode. I don't know. I feel like we're just gonna keep hashing that out like every single episode, and it's kind of annoying to me. So, anything else that you guys want to say? I will be here the rest of the season doing live chats at 3. Actually, now that I say that, next Monday, I'm not going to be able to do this at 3 because the salons are just opening for the first day and I have a haircut appointment. I actually was not thinking when I booked it that I usually do this at 3. So I might have to do this like Tuesday, but if you follow me on Twitter, I will let you guys know. But it's Kelly_TV. So I will let you know when I'm going to do this chat, but it may be earlier or the next day or something, just because I do have an appointment. I'm glad I mentioned that. But typically I will be here at 3 o'clock Eastern to do these chats. And then if you can't come to them, you can always, comment on my channel, because I always check those comments. And for those of you who watch Ozark, here in a little bit, I'm going to do an Ozark chat. But anyway, is there anything else that we need to talk about before I let you guys go? I don't know. I just felt really good watching it last night. I was like, oh my gosh, this is just why I like this show. It's so, so funny. And again, the scene where she chased down the bridal party and hit that girl with this, I guess it was like a sandwich board or whatever. That made me laugh so much. So Miss Osmond says, they continue to allude that Tiffany is struggling with postpartum depression, even though she wasn't in the episode. They had Kelly with her baby. Yeah, I think that too. And I thought it was kind of like, she was like, Tiffany was at the block party last week and she made her husband like go home because she wanted to like be cool and have fun and think about life without a baby. So I think you are right about that. And maybe they will delve more into that and get more serious with that as the season goes on. But yeah, Kelly had her baby. It's always like, yeah, she's kind of passing the baby off on other people. Maybe she just can't deal with it right now and can't deal with the new life. So that is pretty interesting. So thank you guys so much for being here. This was really fun. I'm glad we had a really good episode to talk about, and I hope you guys have a great week, and I hope you're staying safe and healthy. And anyway, thanks for being here, and have a good rest of your day. Bye, guys.